Hello there. You're listening to Two Girls, One Mic. I am Simar Kaur.
And I'm Oshi Singh.
Today, why don't we begin with a question? So, Oshi, I would like to ask you that when someone you care about hurts you, do you believe in holding grudges or letting it go and moving forward?
Well, Simar, I know the right answer here would be letting it go and moving on with life. But in all honesty, it's extremely hard to do that. I mean, how can you not hold a grudge when someone you've always had a soft spot for hurts you?
I do agree with you. Forgiving someone is definitely challenging. But let me tell you something. Forgiveness is a choice. And when you choose to forgive people around you, your life becomes more peaceful. But before we get to the life guru part, why don't you share your experience?
Hmm. So it all starts with the wrong choice on the part of someone I deeply care about. They do something or say something that stings me, and consequently, I begin putting up boundaries. I distance myself from that person until an apology comes my way. And even after the other person apologizes, I don't let it go that easily. I get this feeling like something is still not even. Like I have to make a move. Like it's my turn to do something. I want to do something. I want to get back at them. I want to get back at them. Like I don't have any other choice but to get back at them. And I know that I often make wrong decisions at the stage, which I realize later on in life. So, what do you think? Did you ever get that?
Yeah, I remember experiencing that. When we hold a grudge, we find ourselves constantly denying the fact that we want that friend or person back in our life. We tell ourselves to keep acting indifferent to their presence. There's a thirst that arises in us, a thirst to take revenge. Once we maintain this habit, people notice behavioral changes, and that is how we enter a vicious cycle which traps us for life.
I understand what you say, but this is the first time I've ever seen you this serious about something. How is it that you know so much about this?
Well, that's because I used to be somewhat unforgiving too when I was in middle school. My middle school experience is something I describe as terrible. The reason for that is the bullying I faced as we entered into a wider world. Till fifth grade, our innocent selves don't let materialistic items affect our judgment. But in sixth grade, as we enter into the world of unavoidable changes, we can't help judging a person by the way he or she looks, how someone performs in their studies, and much more. Then hit the pandemic in eighth grade. Eighth grade was like an opportunity for me to get away from my struggling social life, and that made all the difference. I felt refreshed, and I was a lot more cheerful and happy when I was with the people I loved and who loved me back. But I remember that my happiness was not a byproduct of avoiding people. I became happy when I decided to forgive everyone who, in one way or the other, hurt me in the past. I forgot all about my past misery and people who had actively been a part of it. It made me feel a lot better.
Well, I never knew about that. You know, recently I came across the bittersweet story of a Holocaust survivor, Eva Kaur. She endured a lot of hardships in life. Eva Kaur survived the sadistic pseudoscientific medical experiments carried out on twins at the Auschwitz death camp. She, along with her sister, was tortured by Joseph Mengele. Today, Holocaust education, the story of the Mengele twins, and personal forgiveness form the foundation of Candle's Holocaust Museum and Education Center. Through an ever broadening vision, they teach its visitors the importance of respect, equality, and peace. Despite all the hardships she faced and all the losses she witnessed, she preaches the power of forgiveness. She chose to forgive Mengele, even though he was the sole reason for her distress.
That was a beautiful story, Yoshi. Well, the thing is that the moment you decide to forgive others and to distance yourself from all the negativity that's currently in your life instantly becomes a lot better.
I agree with you, Simar. The world is filled with such beautiful and enthralling things. Yet we choose to focus on so much negativity. Being happy and living a tranquil life, surrounded by the only people who we love, and who love us back, is in our hands. We should indeed choose to forgive others and move on for our own sake. Don't you think?
I completely agree with you, Oshi. Let me ask you another question. Do you think communication and forgiveness go hand in hand?
Hmm. Well, yeah, indeed. Sometimes misunderstandings and miscommunication cause grudges. And until we decide to talk it out with the other person, a boundary remains erect. Oftentimes, we decide to distance ourselves from the other person, leaving no room for any communication. I think that we should really just talk to the other person instead of holding back our feelings. An honest conversation is the best way to disentangle any argument or misunderstanding.
Yes, I agree with you. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong.
That was a beautiful quote, Simar. I feel quotes are a wonderful way to sum up any conversation. So, why don't we try that for our podcast today? Why don't you start with a quote and then I'll pitch in?
Well, the first quote that came to my mind is forgiving is about stopping that person's actions, what that person is doing, to influence how we feel now.
That was a beautiful one. For me, I think this is the quote that I would like to share. When you forgive someone, that's not necessarily for them. When you forgive someone, that's for you, that's for your peace. And with this, we come to an end of today's podcast. We sincerely hope you enjoyed it and would like to thank everyone who has helped us achieve the success of today's episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, same date, same time next month.
We are here at my good school. Things here are so cool. Together we learn, together we create, together we meditate. Everyone is welcome. Teachers here are awesome. We learn good values, we learn many skills. We soar above the hills. Let's shout it out, hey, let's all be proud, hey, hats off to my good school. Just what we need, hey, for us to succeed, hey, are all here in my good school.